When we use Photoshop, we're used to using it to manipulate pixels, but you can also manipulate entire regions or the entire image itself by using transform tools. Now, several times during this tutorial, you may have heard me say to invoke the Command or Control T key to transform something. So what exactly does that mean? Well, when you transform something, you can affect its scale, you can affect its height, its width, rotation, and of course its position on the canvas. So let's go ahead and create a brand new layer by clicking right here to create a brand new layer. And I'm going to grab my marquee tool. I think I'll give it a good color here, so let me go ahead and get this blue. Then I'm going to draw the marquee, and then of course we have to fill it in with the keyboard shortcut of Alt or Option Delete. Now currently it's selected and it's on its own layer, as you see here. But just in case you deselect it by pressing Command or Control D, and you still want to transform it later on, you can then go to the Image menu, and you can go to Image Rotation. You can also go to the Edit menu, and you can go to this area right here called Transform. Transform will give you the ability to, as I mentioned before, do certain things to your selected object or any object that's on its own layer. So if I choose Scale, you'll notice that the handles appear all around the object. The top, bottom, and the sides allow us to squash our object, stretch it, and we can do that in both horizontal and vertical fashions, as you see here. I can accept this by hitting Enter or Return, or if I wanted to, I could hit the Escape key to cancel. Let's go back to the Edit menu and choose Transform, Rotate. This time I can put my mouse to the corners here. And since I have this tool in particular turned on, you'll notice that I can go anywhere around it to rotate. This time I'm going to hit Escape to cancel. Once again, I'll go to Edit, Transform, and Skew. Think of skew like wind. So I can go up here to the edge here instead of one of the handles, and I can have the wind knock down my artwork. So I can kind of go like this and do this tornado kind of effect where the wind is blowing really hard. I can also skew on the sides. Once again, I'll hit Escape. Now you may be wondering why I'm doing the menu version of Transform first. Well, that's because we're going to do Free Transform coming right up. Whenever you invoke one of the transform methods up here, you'll be able to do that specific task. Let's go to Distort now, one of my favorites. Distort allows you to grab a corner and change the shape completely. I'll go ahead and accept that one. Once again, I'll go to Edit, Transform, and this time I'll go to Perspective. Move this down. By the way, you may have noticed that if I click anywhere inside my shape, I can move it around. It's only when you go around the handles here that you can manipulate your object based on what you chose from this menu. So this time I'll go ahead and put Perspective on, and you notice what happens. When I move one handle, the other one that corresponds to it moves as well. This gives us the ability to control perspective. Very handy when you want to create buildings, roads, or anything that goes off into the distance. So I'm going to hit Accept, and that's an example of how you can use the transform tools to manipulate your objects, whether they're an entire object on a layer or something that you have selected with one of the selection tools.